What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Neosynthesis coming at you with another little locals report for you guys. So I actually went to the tournament on Saturday this weekend, just a 3 round, another little local. So I figured I would just let you know what I'm up to. Um, so obviously we can't change decks every week because of budget constraints in like real life Yu-Gi-Oh! And we just want to stick with one deck and basically build it as best we can, week by week, acquiring the pieces we need. So this build I think is better than the one that I ran the first week. Reflected in my record as well, I was actually able to win 2 of my 3 rounds. So yeah, we're just improving everything. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life is just a big difference. There's just a big difference between that and playing it on online. It just tests different stuff and tests your ability to interact with people a lot more. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into what we played. So obviously we're on Eldlich again. We only have the one Heavenly. I'm actively trying to trade for a second Heavenly. I have a crossout designator. They're about equal price. I'm trying to find some things to throw in and get that. We definitely want that card. And then for the rest of the monsters, we're just running the 2 Golden Lord. We're not running any Lava Golem in our main deck. We're definitely signing that card, but we're not going to be main decking it today. And that's going to do it for the monsters. So I'm pretty light, just the 3 monsters. But that is really all you need because of just the way the Eldlich works. We were on the 1 Call by the Grave. This card is super versatile, super good in just about every matchup this format. Breaking DPE, stopping hand traps that are gonna mess you up. Yeah, you definitely want to run just the 1. It's limited for a reason. Super powerful card. Kind of sacky, honestly. People don't play around this card ever. And then we just run the triple Extrav. You pretty much need this card in this deck. You don't really need to go into the extra whatsoever. And going +2 or +1 is really amazing. I would run potentially 2 Prosperity as well, but obviously that is a bit out of my price range. And then for this tournament, I actually ran 3 Golden Land again. I believe I'm going to be cutting this down. Drawing 2 of this card is really brutal, and then drawing 2 Eldlich is also something that can happen. Which did happen to me in the round that I lost. But it's neither here nor there. Then we run the 1 White Destiny. This card's just really sick in the grind game. And yeah, it gives you another card to set when you have both your Conquistador and your Hakero in the graveyard and you want to resolve both in the end phase or whatever. That's super cool, something you can do. I guess potentially you don't need this card. You can just leave it in the graveyard and activate it in the next end phase and just get the card you actually want, which is the Scarlet Sanguine. But I still think there's some utility to White Destiny. So for the spells, it's just going to be that 8, right? I believe it's just 8. Yeah, and that's it. Duality is also something you could consider in this deck, so if you want to play that, you definitely can. I wouldn't knock that at all. And then for the Eldlich Spell and Traps, you guys know me. I always try to order this stuff in more logical than just the 2 ofs, the 3 ofs, or whatever. We just run the 8 Eldlich Spell Traps, and then that's why I kind of had all the Eldlich spells together. So for the spells, or for the traps, I mean, we just run the 8. This is pretty standard. I feel like this is pretty figured out at this point. If you're it depends on the format, right? Because sometimes Hakero is really good, but it just doesn't net you advantage necessarily always. If you can banish DPE, it's obviously awesome, but not always are you able to do that. And it does find some redundancy with some of the other cards you're running in the deck. So that's it. Just the Eldlich for the Eldlich spell and traps. I'll set that over to the side. For my real spell and traps, I kind of have these misordered because I've kind of changed the way that I have constructed this deck. So for my real spell traps, we're still running the triple Turns to Tribute. This card's completely blowout versus a ton of different combo decks that don't have inbuilt protection. Yeah, card's really broken. I mean, I feel like there's not much to say. 2, Ice Dragon's Prison. This card's really good. One of the best cards of the format. One of the better trap cards of the format for sure. I want to bump this up to 3 in my next build for sure. But I'm just showing you guys what I ran. 2 D Barrier. This card's kind of really good versus DPE, and it's also good at blanking. It's good at blanking like a fusion or an XYZ or a synchros effect or a rituals effect, in like a crucial situation. And then we actually just run to round out the traps. We run like 2 trap trick. I'm not sure how I feel about this card. Potentially, I'm thinking about just side decking it, just as a way to more see the cards in my side deck more frequently, like the normal traps that I side. But I like this card. I liked this card this weekend, but not potentially enough to keep it in my deck for now, just because space is so tight. If I get the Lord, I might consider cutting the Golden Land Forever like completely out of the deck. It just really depends. And then for the counter traps, or just the Solemn Brigade, pretty much like the modern Solemn Brigade, just 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Solemn Warning. These cards are super good, self-explanatory. We're running the 3 Judgment, sorry, not 3 Warnings, 3 Strike, 3 Judgment. I really like Solemn Judgment in the main deck, just because of how good it actually is, like being able to stop any effect, like knowing, sometimes you can like end people's turns just like knowing the right time to Judgment. And then obviously going first, this card's like a complete gem, and you just need to be able to auto win like all your going first in this format, just because of how competitive it is going first. And then for the gates, so we still don't have skill drain, so we're running the next best gates. And then this is another thing I'm going to change about the deck. We need more. So running 3 goes in, and then just 3 summon limit. I didn't see pretty much any of these. I saw goes in, and I think it just like auto won me my matchup. I don't think I saw summon limit a single time this weekend, which is unfortunate. I think it's actually really good. I'm trying to think if there's any other card I didn't see all weekend. I actually saw I drew double Dimensional Barrier in one game, but I ended up just like milling it off with my Eldlich. Funnily enough, I don't remember if I won that game or I lost the game. I actually think that I probably lost that game, but that's it for the main deck. Just 40 cards. I feel like everything's pretty standard. Like I said, you really want 2 of the Lords of the Heavenly Prisons. This card's like really insane. I'm not like explaining the cards, just because I feel like Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just like a much more serious audience, and I've just I don't want to elaborate to death on that. I just want to show what kind of I'm running week to week. If you guys want like explanations on stuff, I can give further explanations, but essentially we are running the like the normal trap brigade that we have. So the Eldlich itself is like a meta call, right? Because you're assuming there's going to be a lot of like fast decks in the metagame. Which is why you're running like a floodgate deck in the first place, and that's why I want to bump it up to like more floodgates. But as for like the trap trick like brigade, I feel like this is something that could use like just a tiny bit more explanation. I believe I've got all the cards. So the trap trick, we're on the 2 trap trick, but that's essentially like these cards are like the 3rd copy of this and the 3rd copy of this and the 4th copy of this and the 4th copy of this, but like either or. It's like it's kind of better than running 2 and 2 or 3 and 3, because like this way I draw multiples less often, and I can actually like get the respective one out instead. Like a third of the time more or whatever it is. I'm sure that math's not correct, but that was the logic there, and I think that this, at the very least, is going to be a side deck option for me, because I just really like Trap Trick, and I just really like the idea of being able to like tutor out the right trap for the right situation. But Ice Dragon's Prison is just like so powerful versus just like the entire field. Being able to like resurrect any monster in the graveyard, like preventing its effect, like regardless of banishing both, is like super, super, super good. And then Turns to Tribute, like I said, there's tons of like spamming board in this format, so TT is like a must play in this deck and like any trap deck. Trap, the Eldlich stuff, I feel like is pretty self-explanatory. 3 golden land, like I said, I want to potentially see about cutting that down to 2 or cutting that all the way out. And that's pretty much, I guess, all the explanation I really need to give. Everything else is just like Eldlich cards. I feel like everybody knows what they do at this point. For the extra deck, we only have the 2 cards we can make. We have the Nightmare Unicorn, the maximum gold on loan from a friend. Nightmare Unicorn, pretty cool. And then we get the Hip Hishojin, which we actually made in tournament to get rid of both of our trap monsters on the field to put them in the graveyard so that we could like set from the deck. Yeah, it was not really good, but we won when we did it. So yeah, let's go Hip Hashojin, baby. And then so I guess if we get Dogmatica, we have like these cards to send. We used to play Dogmatic Punishment, but we don't play that anymore. Exterio, yeah. Like we can't even. Yeah, I won't even lie. The rest are just extravagance targets. Like it doesn't matter pretty much what you banish with my extravagance. I'm not going into my extra deck. I need to get like like two. Like I'll probably leave these in. These will be like the last two to come out, right? First ones to come out should be the very worst ones. So not these. So these will be the last 4 out of the extra deck. But like like a Pleiades, a rank 10. This one will stay in the extra deck. Like a rank 10 train. Maybe a Link Spider, a Imduck, like who knows? We just need to like get an actual extra deck together, which eventually we probably will do that. And then for the side, I kind of tore it apart because I've done a lot of deck building changes, and honestly, like going through my whole my binder to like get everything back out again would be pretty unfun. But I know that I like sided Dimensional Barrier this weekend, and I sided like the Rivalry of the Warlords, but I don't think this is like the full side deck. So we have the one Droll because I just have the one Droll. And it's like a $20 card, but I just kept it, and it's because it's like damaged on the corner or whatever. 3 Skullmeister, pretty good against like DPE, pretty good against like anything that activates in the graveyard. There's a lot of stuff this format that wants to be activated in the graveyard. Like if I see like the Mirror Match, or if I see like like a Dry Trunk card in the graveyard, or Ben 10 or something like that in the graveyard, or DPE is like I probably already said DPE, but Skullmeistering DPE is sick. And basically we just don't have access to tons of hand traps because they're like super expensive. So we basically just put them in. Put the hand traps we can actually have access to. And then we have the triple lava golem, so like anything that makes like obnoxious stuff like Dragoon Turbo, or like even like Based or whatever that's gonna end with like Omni Negates and stuff, it's clutch to have that card. 2 Imperm, like I said, hand traps are super expensive and super hard to come by. And then 3, there can only be 1. Let me make sure, and let me just count that, and I can probably figure out what was the other cards that I cited. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm pretty sure the other 3 cards were just 2 Rivalry of the Warlord, which is not a very good side deck, guys. Don't just blindly copy me, please. I'm not like an authority figure on this deck. I'm just kind of picking it up. And then obviously the most important thing is that this is not what I would run if I had access to all the cards. That's something that needs to be said pretty much every video, that I'm like trying to come together, come up like as a player basically who started with like $300, $400. So yeah, I'm just trying to get everything like it'll be really, it's a big deal tomorrow. I'm gonna get my skill drains. My good friend Alex, who you guys have probably heard about on the channel a few times at this point, he is loaning me like $80 essentially. And I'm just gonna pay him back slowly as I can for those skill drains. So super cool that he's loaning me a little bit of money so that I can actually get like the completed cards I need. Obviously, we also need the other Lord, but I am aggressively trying to trade my Crossout Designator for one. So yeah, appreciate you guys, watching the video. I know the content is slowed down considerably. I'm not really playing that much Master Duel. In fact, I might actually hop on and play a little Master Duel tonight just to give you guys some content. I'll be playing in the tournament tomorrow, so I most likely will not want to touch Master Duel because I'll be like spoiled with like actual Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's pretty fun, like going back and getting back into the game. We play a lot for packs these days, which is fine. Like I don't mind playing for packs. Also, if anybody's interested, Ulti German Cataster Turbo Pack. This thing's pretty cool. pretty rare, guys. Just saying. I don't want to sell it online. I don't want to. I really don't. I want to trade it. I want to trade all my cards. I don't want to sell them because I feel like I just lose money somehow. Unless you're gonna give me cash somewhere. McDonald's parking lot. Come on, let's do it. I'll give you. I don't even know. Taking best offers. Also that foolish turbo pack. That Spanish super foolish burial. Also taking best offer on that. You guys can see I'm like a little bit reversed on my camera. I can't. I'm not. If I was just like looking in like real life at the cards, but I'm like looking at the camera, can't quite get it lined up. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe. I know that we really haven't been posting too much content, but I'm going to try to crank out a few videos so that we can have some stuff uploading like throughout the week. I haven't been playing a lot of Master Duel, but perhaps that'll change. I've just been busy with real life stuff a lot, but and Master Duel really hasn't been that interesting. I saw the normal rare event, so perhaps I'll get on there and check that out. But anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. As always, it's been your boy, Neosynthesis. Peace.